Shalom. I'm giving all underground praises to Yahweh, by Shem, Yahweh Shabbat, Shemar, Kudash, the abundance to the elders, and possible great wealth, stone top of the issues of sincerity, citation to self, let that spread to the fourth of earth. This is going to be another video entitled Esau Flaunting His Wealth. Okay. Now, now Esau is referring to, Nero 47th, Trump, okay, aka Trump, right? President Trump, of America, you know, which if you've been keeping up with the Hebrew Israelites, if you're new here, if you're new here, then um, you might not know what I mean by that, but if you've been here, you've been keeping up my videos and just apostles and others, no lessons and the studying, then you should know that through the spirit, you know, America is the capital, nation of the of Esau, right? Because it's go back to the city of Bother, right? Which was like the main city, capital city of Esau, okay? Um, and we know Trump, right? Through the spirit, we believe that he's an incarnation version of Nero, which was an emperor that ruled Rome, okay? Right? And we just judging by the spirit of Trump, we know that he's an Edomite, okay? You know, he looked like an Edomite. His dance, the things he do, his actions are just of Edomites, of which means that it's of wicked, right? His spirit is not of an Israelite. His spirit is not of the seed of the righteous, okay? The video I'm about to play, um, that you see on the screen is basically a news video done by Forbes, and it goes into Trump calls for massive increase to defense spending, 1.5 trillion for 2027, right? And we know the scriptures goes into the wealth, the wealth of the wicked, right? And we know that they trust in their defense, right? They trust in their military, they trust in their military might, okay? And this devil, he's scared, right? Because what he flaunting his wealth, right, by showing off his wealth, by capturing Maduro, right? And now he's scared and he want to boost up his budget because he thinks he's going to get, you know, we know he's going to we know he's going to get, a major pushback for his fellows, for his allies, for their enemies, right? So I'm gonna play this clip. All right. So as you just seen, right? The reason why he's increasing this military budget because what dangers and terrible times because there's a lot of controversy about the strikes. He did or he authorized without approval by Congress um, to capture Maduro. Okay, so people say he violated international law. Got his on Congress saying that he violated be this Article 2. Tokyo, not Article 2. I mean, might be wrong, but he basically violated one of the Constitution article because he's going outside his powers as president, right? So that's the main point I'm trying to make. Um, so Proverbs 18:11 reads, "The rich think of their wealth as a strong defense. They imagine it to be a high wall of safety." And this is what we're seeing, right? America's rich, right? One of the richest country in the world, right? They have the what? They America have the power to increase their defense spending, which is unprecedented. No other country is spending much on its defense, much on its military than America, right? 1.5 trillion, right? But will that save? Um, and that's the Lord. The Lord really is because that won't save them, right? Babylon, that won't save Babylon, right? Babylon it has fallen. You know, nothing won't. The military won't save Babylon, right? It's just about woe to them that trust on chariots, right? Because and horses, because there's great strength. Now the horses are going back to what the military, okay? Because what when back in the ancient world, right? They didn't have armor vehicles, right? They didn't have tanks, right? They had chariots and horses, okay, as fighting weapons, right? They had swords, right? You know, and in this modern world, what the horses are in tanks, in armor vehicles, okay, um, which they put in this where they pulling their defense towards, right? Developing these different drones and armor vehicles and tanks, right, and air power, air superiority, supremacy, okay. Haughtiness goes before destruction. Humility proceeds on the right. So before someone's about to be destroyed, they're proud, right? And we know America is proud, right? Babylon the Great is proud, right? But guess what? They about to be destroyed, right? All the proud of the wicked should be brought low. Okay, perfect paraphrasing. And just going back to Genesis 27th, right? It goes into the blessings of Esau, right? The stolen blessing, right? So this we know this blessing was really stolen, right? And the stolen blessing goes back to Jacob supplanting Esau for his blessing, right? But we know that was set up in the spiritual heaven, okay? Because Jacob, we know that he was a righteous vessel, okay? Now, Genesis 27:38. Now, this is just right before, right this like this is right after Jacob supplanted Esau for his blessing. All right. Genesis 27:38 reads, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy daughter shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right. And Esau is ruling. All right. Now, right. But it's not gonna be for a long period of time. Okay. And he's flaunting his blessing, right? Of the sword, right? His blessing of the sword. Okay. His military, right, might. Okay. He has the fatness of the earth. Okay. The oil, all right. This is why this is why Esau's able to do. He's able to go to Venezuela and just capture the president, right? Because that's his blessing. He's using his sword, okay. And the Lord allowed that to happen, right? Because that's his blessing, right? Though he was blessed with that, okay, to use his sword, right, and to get what his that was to get what's his, which was the fatness of the earth, the oil, all the riches, all the precious metal, okay. So I'm gonna close it here. I give honor and glory and praises to Yahweh by Shem Shabbat Shalom.